It's the wild, wild west. Americana, forming a new nation. Without all the bullshit, don't you wanna? Don't you wanna? Don't you wanna?
Taylor Swift, in a moment of abject stupidity, decided that she was going to fight Trump. Decided that was going to be her thing. She was going to ditch a very smart strategy of just making ungodly amounts of money, and she was going to get political. Taylor Swift was going to start fighting Orange Man. Taylor Swift decided then to become the thorn in Trump's paw, endorsing all of the political enemies of Donald Trump to catastrophic, in catastrophic results. She, like every person that Taylor Swift endorses, they lose in landslides. She decided to spend capital she didn't have on fighting the culture wars, isolating half of her fans to fight Orange Man. And she decided, instead of being an iconoclast pop star who little girls look up to, right? Instead of becoming something that, I don't know, maybe could be looked up to by little girls, she became, that could have been debatable, right, in Taylor Swift's early career. She became a childless cat lady professionally with full-blown Trump derangement syndrome. She made that her thing, which is an insane thing to be. It's like a miserable life for anyone, right? If you're living on the Upper East Side and you're just like some miserable woman, 20 failed relationships, always the first comment, right, on our Facebook, like living with her cats. Like, this is not somebody you want to be. For some reason, Taylor Swift, who could have chose to be anything, decided to be that lady. It's a bad idea. But blow after blow after blow, Taylor Swift dealt President Trump in the culture wars for some inexplicable reason. I think we actually have the footage. Do we got it? Okay. We actually have the footage of the moment that Taylor Swift decided to have a mental breakdown and became fully Trump deranged. Here we go.
Just from a security standpoint, Taylor Swift comes out against Trump.
I don't care if they write that. I'm sad that I didn't 2 years ago, but I can't change that. I'm saying right now that this is something that I know is right, and you guys, I need to be on the right side of history. And if he doesn't win, then at least I tried.
Taylor, here.
It makes you sad, actually, because you realize how psyoped these poor people actually are, how broken they are, and how they're not really anything other than vessels for much more evil and malevolent people to pour their politics, their toxicity through. And they use people like Taylor Swift, who's clearly just like humming along at a room temperature IQ. And they take her and they take these artists and they manipulate them and they use them in order to defend their gobs of money they're getting from USAID and all the other corruption. They use them as tools. They're useful idiots, which is what you see in this clip. Taylor Swift then got completely and totally psyoped into thinking that it's going to be her who wins this historic moment, and she can't allow Trump to continue. She has to be on the right side of history. Whew. Never. Be very careful when people say that, by the way. History is a very cruel mistress and a tough person to hear a retelling of the story from. Very hard to predict how history is going to tell your story. You better be able to intellectually defend yourself. You better be able to be unimpeachable in your values. Yet Taylor Swift is somebody who, while she moans and bitches, making her redundant music that is totally derivative about picking bad men, endorses Joe Biden, making bad picks, endorses Kamala Harris. And to what end, ladies and gentlemen? To what end? She has a fleet of private jets. She travels around in a motorcade bigger than Trump's, gas guzzling, diesel burning. Taylor Swift, in a New York second, produces more carbon, pumps more carbon into our atmosphere than you will in your entire life or me. And she's going to sit there and lecture you She has like a fleet of jets. She doesn't have to have one jet. She has a fleet of them. She's a billionaire. And she's going to sit there and lecture you about the state of the economy, about how bad you are and nasty you are for voting for Orange Man. And she, by the way, what's very unique about this moment, and I couldn't believe it when I actually saw it. This is like an example of a Taylor Swift motorcade. Can you put up that image? Look at the motorcade. Taylor Swift has as many cars in her motorcade as Donald Trump does. Goodness gracious. Look at this. Most in new surveys say Taylor Swift's endorsement has no impact on their vote. You know, the point of celebrity is power. And you should be able to tell people what to do, and then they go do it. You move the needle, right? You're powerful, so you can force people into doing the things you want them to do. And that's the purpose of making fake couples and relationships like Jay-Z and Beyonce, making these little Hollywood power couples. They put them together inside of these laboratories, and they create these powerful vectors that every 4 years just get trotted out to get elections for Democrats, right? That's been the system. And that system's now utterly and totally shattered and broken, and Trump is the one who wielded the hammer there. Check this out. They bury the lead here, as we say in the business. The buried lead is that actually Taylor Swift created an environment where more people decided to vote for Trump instead of Kamala, given her endorsement. She endorsed President Trump as a childless cat lady. Remember, she's holding her little cat, right? She's telling everyone, I'm a childless cat lady. This is why we feel bad for you. This isn't something to emulate. This is how sad you are. This is how broken you are. At some point, you end up feeling actually just sorry for these people. Taylor Swift's endorsement has no difference. The vast majority of people say this is no difference. But this is where it gets very interesting, these tertiary layers of the data. Less likely to support Kamala Harris, 13%. More likely to support Harris, 6%. So by an order of 2-1, Taylor Swift caused more people to vote for Trump than Kamala with her endorsement. And here's the famous, embarrassing endorsement. Like, I'm a cat lady. Like, my life is filled with failed relationships and bad decisions and selfish narcissism and nihilism. And I'm 40. And I'm still living like I'm 14. And I can't grow up. And I'm a billionaire with a B. And I'm sitting here trying to tell you to shut up and vote for these people that are arsonists to your society and civilization. And I've literally lost them votes. It's not just votes. Taylor Swift lost millions and millions of listeners. Why would you ever do this? It's so stupid. And you're gonna lose. Taylor Swift lost fans. Listen to this.
I want to be a childless cat lady. Taylor Swift just endorsed Kamala Harris, and I'm done. I don't want to be a childless cat lady like her. If you really love the cats, you wouldn't let the migrants eat them as pets. That's why I'm replacing all my stuff with end the wokeness stuff.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, Taylor Swift getting trolled at her own concerts, in fact. This was a Taylor Swift concert in Miami where Taylor Swift got a massive banner flown over her concert while she was live on stage. Trump 2024, ready for it, cat lady, MAGA. Oh, yeah. See, just when you think that Taylor Swift couldn't possibly lose more, well, we're just getting started. Taylor Swift, of course, probably hurt Kamala Harris, according to all available data. Kamala Harris lost in a landslide. Donald Trump did historic numbers with women. This was supposed to be Taylor Swift's demographic. Of course, men were turned off. This is how men see a Taylor Swift relationship going. No man on earth wants this to be their reality. This is, of course, naturally Travis Kelce's reality after the Super Bowl. And that's why we were really excited when President Trump, days before the election, posted this: I hate Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is somebody who, please don't come for me in the comments here, okay? I'm just telling it like it is, all right? Taylor Swift is somebody who the left put up as a challenge to President Trump's cultural power. And there was a time when you could really make that argument. Wow, yikes, don't come after the Swifties. Don't come after Taylor Swift. That's stupid. We got to actually make sure that Taylor Swift's on our side. Nope. Actually, now it's time to crush our enemies. Now is the conquest era. Talk about the Eras tour. Can you grab me the New York Post cover, please, from today? Great cover. End of an Eras. Yeah. President Trump trolled Taylor Swift mercilessly, ended up atomizing her career, trolled her with his own merch, right? Trump actually had merch that was the exact same design as Taylor Swift's Eras tour. Klein, just check the chat. It's all over. It was all over. The producers will grab it in just a second. And why would you do this? Look at this. Here you go. She's now a joke. She's now a joke. Somebody needs to win and somebody needs to lose every war. Last night was the day that Taylor Swift and the institutional left that creates these little celebrities and these little celebrity relationships in laboratories, they're not real. They're all contractual. They're created by PR agencies, and they're created to cement cultural power for institutional leftists, right? Last night was the gig being up and the absolute and total surrender of Taylor Swift to Donald Trump in the culture wars. Let's begin with establishing that you will not beat President Trump when it comes to shows of patriotism and love for this country. When President Trump was popped on screen, the crowds went into a deafening roar. Here's one video of that from the feed itself. Sorry, ALX, do we have the actual footage that we've been playing, please, of the clip itself from the feed? Go ahead and grab that. This is from our friend Forgiato Blow, which is also great. He's in the stands. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you saw it yourself, President Trump receiving absolute deafening roars from the audience last night. Boys, it's in the production. I played it like 50 times. Also changing the dynamics of the cultural conversation by establishing that America is officially back. Here's the ad for the Secret Service that played. There it is. Okay. Thank you. Okay, good. You'll understand why we must do this, because I have to show you the difference between what it sounds like when somebody introduces President Trump. Audio up, please, for this. Deafening roars versus Taylor Swift. This is what it looks like to lose the culture war. And this is important for a reason. Here we go. You can see here Taylor Swift saying to her friends, "What's going on?" You can actually read her lips. She doesn't. This might be the first time in her life that she's facing the harsh reality that nobody wants you there. Nobody cares anymore. It's all fake. Your support is fake. Your relationship is fake. Your care about sports or the NFL is all fake. Memes have been made of you that have crisscrossed. Very good. That have crisscrossed the internet. And while you are getting booed, President Trump is on the field greeting the first responders. When was the last time you saw Taylor Swift greet first responders? Would these people even want to meet with Taylor Swift? No. These are first responders to the terrorist attack that happened in New Orleans just a few weeks ago. This is what cultural power actually looks like. Being able to flex with the majority against what has always been the minority, but what we've been psyoped. We've been psyoped and told that Taylor Swift is popular when she's not. We've been told that these big media outlets have audiences when they don't. They're just using USAID money to prop themselves up. We've been told that the institutional left is ascendant. And it's actually our culture that's being thrown into the ash heap of history when it's the exact opposite. They've all been frauds. They have no real audience. They have no real support. Not culturally and not politically. It's all been propped up by fraud. It's all fake. It's a Truman Show. And this is the moment that the Truman Show comes crashing down, where Truman rams into the wall with his ship. This moment right here. When Taylor Swift goes, wait, everybody hates me? Wait, they're not buying it anymore? President Trump dominated last night. Players were breaking their practices to come running over and shake Trump's hand, literally begging like little schoolboys to come shake Donald Trump's hand. President Trump, with the salute, showed America what they were desperate for. An actual leader in this nation, and a real president to stand up for, really, it's all we've got. It's not perfect, but it's all we've got. It's our country, our national pride. Somebody who actually shows a little respect instead of abject disrespect, nihilism, and narcissism. Donald Trump taking the field to roars from the crowd and love. And then President Trump, there is definitely, it's always in the eyes. And President Trump wasn't done yet, ladies and gentlemen. Donald Trump posted the two clips that I just showed you on Truth Social. Trump gets massive cheers at Super Bowl while Taylor Swift gets booed. The world is healing. Then Donald Trump on a rampage this morning. The only one that had a tougher night than Kansas City Chiefs was Taylor Swift. She got booed out of the stadium. MAGA is very unforgiving. There's only one way out of this, Taylor. You know it. There's only one way out. Got to hold this one up. Next Chiefs game. If there is a next Chiefs game for Taylor Swift, because I think the gig is up now. Right? Like, the goal was supposed to be the Chiefs win in a rigged game, and then Taylor Swift gets proposed to on the field, right? And then they cement the contract that rockets both her and her Pfizer boyfriend into, Jay-Z, Beyonce level, like untouchable Hollywood celebrity status. And it all came collapsing down. And these kind of things are really, really important. Because this is how they maintain permanent power. They desperately try and control culture through celebrity, through low information individuals, and through fraud. And that all got shattered yesterday. Donald Trump won the culture war against Taylor Swift. Donald Trump is the official victor, and Taylor Swift is the official loser of the culture war. And that is a good thing, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of the culture war, there were also some very fascinating advertisements yesterday. You could feel the vibe shift. The energy shift was palpable. And you can see here, this is the look of a man who's going to have to go home and listen to the new song being written about him. By the way, speaking of somebody who clearly is not well. This is not how you should dress if you're going to go play in a Super Bowl. This is how you dress to go sell Hunter Biden crack or coke. Something's wrong. And everyone pray, ladies and gentlemen, for Travis Kelce definitely getting a song, the angriest, screechiest song ever written about him right now. We like, on this program, writing a song of patriotism and love of this country, and it was inexplicable yesterday. Talk about bending the knee. Hollywood celebrities, arguably some of the people that Taylor Swift wants to be, bending the knee to Trump culturally. Now, in just a year ago, but certainly over the past 10 years, before the Super Bowl, you were likely to get some type of like screechy, preachy, woke, embarrassing Lady Gaga monologue of virtue signaling about how racist you were for watching the football game and how mean it is to be how horrible it is to just be an American, how bad you are, and how you should feel terrible about yourself. The NFL engaged in a vibe shift unlike anything I've ever seen with this introduction to the Super Bowl. Now, I'm not sure if President Trump demanded it, but I know that President Trump set the table for it. This is a different country we're living in, and it's a different country than we've been living in over the last 30 years. The vibe shift is real. This is how they opened the Super Bowl yesterday.
How did we rise? The only way, together. Isn't that union at the core of this day? And this glorious, chaotic, exasperating experiment that is us? As we convene with our circles today, as we witness a piece of our culture play out, we honor the ways these players compete so their teams might prevail. Today, we celebrate the urgency of now, the thrill of what's next, the glory of this game. And we do it as one. It's time, America, to huddle up. It's time for the Super Bowl.
The league that like required all of their players to kneel for the national anthem and painted giant woke cult-like emblems in their end zones. Is this the same league? Is this the same world we're living in? It's like we've woken up from a horrible fever and everything was just this nightmare. And now we're back to reality. President Trump breaking the internet last night with this ad doing nearly 30 million views, a recruitment advertisement for the Secret Service featuring his own assassination attempt in Butler. Man, talk about a resetting of the cultural table here. And most importantly, this is how you get young men to sign up to protect the president. Nobody needs to hear about how the Secret Service is going to respect your pronouns. What the agents you want in the Secret Service need to hear is that they're going to be effing alpha Chad badasses and be respected and be featured throughout all time as men of honor. Check this out.
America was founded on an idea of freedom. America's always stepped forward in time of need throughout our short but powerful history.
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
Tear down this wall.
We've been there for all of it.
A second plane hit the tower.
Our heroes are humble. They have an inner pride to keep this idea alive. Protectors are born, they're not made. America's Secret Service protecting this Super Bowl is asking a few more to step forward.
What a world. What a world. It's neck snapping, the changing culture. And there's something remarkable that's happening right now that I don't think anybody was preparing for, which is offense. Now, obviously, we're big fans of the president here, but you saw still in the first term quite a bit of defense. And in my lifetime, which has been over the past 37 years in this country, you've seen the cultural right play nothing but defense and lose. It is actually offense that wins wars. President Trump winning the war against Taylor Swift. Here's the post that Elon Musk made on it. Taylor Swift mercilessly booed. Trump got a hero's welcome. Total cultural shift. The vibe shift is real, from Elon Musk. The reason why it's important to have an offensive game, and congratulations to any Eagles fans out there. I say often that I'm not a big NFL fan. Maybe if they get rid of all of the wokeness and virtue signaling, then I'll consider it, right? There is an NFL team that plays 10 minutes from the studio here. I'm not against it, but I am against giving my money to people that hate me. The vibe shift is real. People want to love their country. They want to join the army to fight bad guys, and the cops to fight bad guys, the Secret Service to protect the president because they love this country. You cannot win if you're constantly playing defense. And for the first time in my life, the cultural right is playing offense and forcing the left on defense. And that's why you see clips of Taylor Swift saying, what is happening? What is this? What is happening? I've never in my life, I've always thought I've been on the right side of history here. I thought my entire life I've assumed that I was the virtuous, I was the virtuous one. Everybody else is a Nazi, right? It's only me who's reached this zenith of being a human where I'm so perfect. I'm so virtuous. And I'm so smart. And I'm so enlightened. And everybody else is a Nazi. And this is what Taylor Swift bought into. And it's a cautionary tale because it's destroyed her career. And then when she sits there in a stadium and has everybody boo her, the mask falls. The Truman boat slams into the side of the studio. And she realizes she's been used. And Trump's won. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what winning looks like. Going on offense. You cannot win without an offense. The Eagles had a great offense last night and a very good defense as well. The Eagles were able to stunt on the Chiefs by 20 points. Again, congratulations. If you're an Eagles fan, we have members of our team who live in Philadelphia. The amazing Ashley is one. Not even sure if she's online right now. Maybe she gets the day off. I don't think she was climbing a light pole last night. I hear that they greased them all down. But good luck, Ashley. We hope you were safe. The point is that you can't win without putting the other team on their heels. You can't win without going into and storming the ramparts of your enemy, desecrating their idols. Taylor Swift's an idol, a cultural pagan idol for these people. They worship her. They worship Kamala. Desecrate their idols. Burn their cities. Not literally, that's what the left does. But in a metaphorical way, you must humiliate and demoralize them. Take from them that which is precious. And then wipe it from the earth. This is actually how you create cultural dominance. Now, we saw this happen on Friday after the show, hours after the show. They went through to the USAID building and actually chiseled off the face of the building, the letters of USAID. This is a cultural act. This is an act of war and victory. Remarkable footage. This is taking from your enemy their idols, storming their ramparts, like removing from their places of worship holy idol. Like, here it is. This is the front of USAID. I'm sure the production team can grab me the actual video of them chiseling it off. It's incredible. President Trump yesterday on his way to the Super Bowl declaring the Gulf of America is the Gulf of America. He did this while over the Gulf of America. And now the official maps, the National American Geological Association, who's in charge of naming things, have changed the nomenclature to Gulf of America. Here it is. officially renamed by the Department of the Interior the Gulf of America. Here it is on the government website. You know, you can just do things. So God forbid, but like, what are libs like 20 years from now, when the Democrat Party is able to figure out its teen girl existential melodramatic crisis that it's going through right now? What are they going to do? Change it back to the Gulf of Mexico? They're going to go to the American people with that? These are cultural victories, and it was so easy. Men and women's sports. This was so easy. Donald Trump signing the bill with all these little girls around him. All these young female athletes around him. The left gave him that victory. You made it so easy. You put yourself out there so much. Taylor Swift made herself so hateable. You could just shadow box your way through. You just absolute lightning speed. You can conquer. And they become so lazy and slovenly and unable to defend. They've lost their will to fight. So this is President Trump taking the culture war to the left yesterday over the Gulf of America, announcing, I have just renamed it from Air Force One as they are flying over the Gulf of America to New Orleans. Here we go.
And we're flying right over it right now. So we thought this would be appropriate. Even bigger than the Super Bowl. This is a big thing. And almost everybody now has assented to that.
Attention on board. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could please direct your attention out the right side of the aircraft. Air Force One is currently in international waters, the first time in history flying over the recently renamed Gulf of America. Please enjoy the flight, and we are now about to head westbound to Super Bowl 59.
Wow, yeah. He did that well. That's a good... Make America great again, right? That's what we care about. Okay, here we go. So this is a famous pen now.
This doesn't get enough credit. It's not just trolling. It's desecrating this pagan cult's sacred items. Here's the footage of USAID getting ripped from the history books. Getting covered up entirely. They even covered up the little logo emblazoned there. This is culture war. And this is winning the culture war. The team was able to producers were able to actually grab, sorry boys, I missed this. We're able to grab the shirt that Donald Trump did, where it's the Eras Tour poster. And he did this as a direct troll to Taylor Swift. People said this is suicidal. You need to appeal to Taylor Swift. You need to beg Taylor Swift for her power. You need to be scared of her. You need to pray that she'll forgive you, Donald. Trump went straight into the heart of darkness, ran right through the walls, straight into the center of the city, and attacked at the center of their pagan church, their iconography, and stole it and took it. And they're left with no more will to fight. End of an era. It's so much deeper than just trolling. And it's an incredible thing to live through right now. It's really powerful, and it's going to have a real world effect because the left has no capacity to stage a defense. As we covered on Friday, they're sending these C and D level, 70 to 60 IQ congressmen, can't breathe unaided, need a helmet to go to work, short bus members of Congress to try and get into the Department of Education. That's it? That's all you have? You have no power, huh? And now they're having to go to these abject Marxist judges, you knew this was coming, to try and get rulings to say, oh, the Treasury Secretary can't be the Treasury Secretary. Or you can't deport criminal aliens. Tough luck, pal. They're not even American citizens. You're a judge in America. These aren't American citizens. They're here illegally. Yeah, we can. I'm the commander in chief.